Hello Year 5 and Year 6, well it's me again. Well today we're going to start to box up now and think about how we're going to write our own newspaper article, okay? And there's things that we need to include along with our passive and our active voice, okay? So I've written them up on the board for us to have a little think about. So we've got our headline, our byline, our introduction, the body, the quotes, a photograph and a caption, okay? These are just the minimum, so we would want you to do a bit more than this, okay? So let's have a look on the next page. So this is how I've laid mine out here. You might want to do this on your piece of paper, or if you're doing it on the computer, to think about how you're going to box it up. So I've got a big space here for my headline. Now my headline needs to be kind of like a zingy. It's got to grab my attention. I've got to be the one that's got to be picked out. It's yours that we're looking at, okay? So think about what you're going to write for your headline, okay? Now you don't need to worry about that just yet, because I'm going to tell you what your headline is going to be about in a minute or two, okay? You need to say the byline is who it's by, so you need to put your name in so that we know that it's you that's written this wonderful article. You've got your introduction. That's going to tell us what you're going to talk about in your article, okay? So you might want to do this last, okay, because this tells us actually what we need to know, right? What are the most important bits. This is the main body of your newspaper article, so this has got to have all the meaty stuff in it. So what happened, where, when, how, all those kind of things, okay? So that's really important, and that needs to go in this bit. This is where your quotes are going to come in. So when you're talking to and you're interviewing people about what's happened, you can be collecting quotes and then writing those down. And don't forget, they need to be in those direct speech marks, okay? So really make sure that they're in that direct speech. And then your photograph and your caption, okay? It's great putting a photo in, but tell us what it's of, because it's really important that we need to know what that is of. So I hope you have lots of fun boxing up and thinking about what you're going to put where for your newspaper article. What I'd like you to do now is, though, in a minute I'm going to show you what I want you to do your article on, but I want you to aim for about 2 or 3 starter sentences. Okay, hello everybody again. Right, well, your newspaper article is going to have to be about something amazing that has happened. We have had a UFO sighting in Walden, and you've got to write an article about it. Now, it just so happens I've had a little go at this myself, and I'm going to share with you what I've done, okay? But I don't want you to steal this, because I've not given it you to look at on a piece of paper, because I know what you lot are like. So I've got my big title up here. Aliens have landed in Walden. I've got my picture here. Suspicious sightings have been reported to police, and the phone lines have become overwhelmed by members of the public calling to report strange lights in the sky over the River Medway. So that's my introduction, along with my photo. Today, the 1st of March 2021, mankind has finally been able to answer the question. And notice I've got a colon there. Are we alone in the universe? Rhetorical question there. At 9:13 a.m, NASA detected a fleet of over 100 unidentified flying aircraft. I put UFO in brackets just so that we know. At first, they thought it was a cluster of asteroids, but as they began to slow down, the NASA team realised they were dealing with something far more interesting. Mr. Toshagawa, head of NASA, had this to say about the sightings, and this is my direct speech. My team have been waiting for a moment like this since they were children, staring into the sky, dreaming of other life forms. By using complex maths, the team at NASA were able to calculate the aliens' landing point. It was directly over Walden All Saints Church of England Primary School. Immediately, the army was dispatched to the school to welcome the aliens who are prepared to defend the children and adults from any alien invasion. At 10:03 a.m, the aliens landed in the playground of the primary school. Mrs. McGill, who is a teacher at the school, had this to say, again. I was amazed when I saw the spaceships coming down, though I had suspected that a few children in my class were from another planet. At the time of going to print, the aliens have yet to leave the school, despite a firm telling off from their headmistress. maybe that should be something else. And a standoff between the army, the aliens and the children of Walden, All Saints Church of England Primary, continues. Now, there are some mistakes in that. Did you notice? I noticed that there were a few mistakes in that. I wonder if you can work out what those mistakes are. I've got a head teacher and I've got a head mistress. I've also got something missing from up here. I haven't written a caption to go with my photo. I've got all the other bits though that I need to have, but I also haven't put who it's from. I've not remembered my byline. I wonder if you're going to be able to remember all of the things that you need to include. Was there any passive and active voices in there? You need to make sure that when you're writing, it's really formal. We're not writing a text, we're writing a newspaper article. So today's task is to try and bullet point all the things that you want to include, all the bits of information that you want to include in your newspaper article, so that tomorrow you can just start writing it out and get it all ready for us to look at. Enjoy writing your article about the UFO in Walden. Remember, it can be as wild as you like, but it has to be about a UFO landing in Walden. Good luck, everybody.